Hi everyone, here with me today is the producer of our show Marketing Midday, Lydia Forth.
Hello.
The fabulous Lydia Forth. She has single-handedly put together 20 episodes of Marketing Midday. We've been doing this for like 20 weeks.
Yep. Not single-handedly, but it has been 20 weeks.
Well, she's been instrumental in putting together all of our scripts and making the show run smoothly. So if you haven't seen it yet, make sure you watch Marketing Midday on Mondays. It comes out in the afternoon. So while we were discussing the shows or the show for the next week in our last meeting, we were talking about how we keep seeing these trends now that we've done it for a while in different aspects of digital marketing, but in particular, social media and social media platforms. So what we're talking about just for a few minutes today that I thought would be really interesting to get up on the stage with Lydia is the trends we're seeing with social media platforms. So why don't you give us a little bit about what we're seeing?
Yeah, so every week we go through all of the digital marketing news and trying to figure out what we want to include on the Marketing Midday show. And so that allows us to see every update or as many updates as we can. And like you said, especially in the social media world, we're seeing, everything that different platforms are testing, whether that be the edit button on Twitter, which is now live. People are excited about that, or, any other features there. So the biggest trend I think we've seen overall is the platforms copying each other. And I think that people already know that that's happening, especially as a user. Like when a new feature gets rolled out, you kind of are like, wait a second, isn't this the same feature that's on this other platform? Right. But it's really interesting to just see as soon as a new platform releases a feature, a couple weeks later, another platform is testing the same feature. So that's probably the biggest trend.
Tell me why you think that's happening. Why does one platform copy another platform, which copies another platform? We just have seen this over and over again. Every time something new comes out, 2 weeks later someone else is announcing that they're doing it too. So why do you think?
Yeah, it's a weird phenomenon, and at first I didn't get it because I was thinking, how does that serve them to have the same feature that somebody else has? They're not making their platform in any way unique. And then I started to think more about just like the goal of social media is to keep you on the platform for as long as possible so they can serve you more ads. And so I think the real reason is if someone can copy a feature, so like in the case of TikTok, they recently added a feature that's similar to Be Real. And so if TikTok can keep some of their audience on TikTok longer using the Be Real feature, the Be Real type feature, instead of those people going away from their platform to Be Real, that's a win for them. Like they've kept you on the platform a little bit longer and you're seeing more ads, more content, and their numbers of engagement stay higher versus people bouncing around to all these different apps to do all of these different social interactions.
So it's really all about the money.
Oh, definitely.
Show me the money. What can we do to keep you engaged on our platform?
Yeah, so I think that's the main thing. And I don't know that platforms are always trying to win. Like they're trying to become the platform for this feature. I think it's more, let's try to keep some of our audience here so that they don't go and download a new app.
Okay, well, one of the things that I've seen is a platform copying another platform's new feature, and then that new feature actually becoming quite popular on the new platform. So is there an instance in what you've seen where someone has copied a feature and then become more known for it than the originator?
Well, any social media managers watching will know the answer to this question is Instagram stories. Stories started on Snapchat. You could send a snap to your friends or you could post to your Snapchat story. And when Instagram introduced it, there was a number of people who were like, this is a ripoff. Why are we doing this? I was that way too. I was like, I already have an app that does this for me. Why would I need it? But over time, Instagram stories has become far more popular than Snapchat stories, and Instagram overall could just continue to grow through that feature. I'm sure there are others, and I know YouTube Shorts is trying very hard to be, the next TikTok, and we'll just have to see over time if that happens.
Well, I think probably what the audience would like to know with all of this information, these trends, more than anything, is how should a marketer respond to what's happening here, this constant change and this copying and all of that?
Yeah, well, I'm not a marketing expert. I'm a video producer, but I definitely think staying up to date is the thing that could help marketers the most. I've been learning so much keeping up to date with Marketing Midday stories and selecting stories and writing about them. So I think for any marketer, knowing those features that are being tested, that might be rolled out, or that are being rolled out, allows them to experiment on platforms in a new way, or experiment on new platforms. And I think that really is what will save a brand from being lost when disruption happens. So disruption, of course, is going to happen in the marketing world, and TikTok has been the big disruptor the last 2 years with short form video. And people who didn't adopt TikTok a couple of years ago are just now trying to catch up.
Yes.
So I definitely think just paying attention is the biggest thing a marketer could do, and not being afraid to try something new.
I love it.
What do you think?
Well, you put me on the spot. I agree. From being a part of Marketing Midday and being in these meetings and reading all of these stories, I mean, we may throw together 5 of the most important stories each week,
right,
that we deem the most important, but we're actually combing through, over the last 20 weeks, hundreds of stories.
Yeah, hundreds.
And being up to date, it's just amazing how, continually reading and being up to date has even had an impact on Rival Mind as a digital agency,
right,
and some of the things that we've adopted just because we have dug deeper into
totally
what's happening and our knowledge. So I agree with you 100%. For you watching Marketing Midday, honestly, and then also making sure that you're looking at some of the blogs out there, the top blogs. That's what we're combing those too. But to make sure that you're up to date is the only way to manage all of this, and then pick and choose what you think will have the most return on investment for you and for your time.
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to do with Marketing Midday, is give
Yep.
people that news in a very short, kind of snackable way, so they can get it quickly and they can decide, okay, do I need to dig deeper into this, or do I need to start implementing this right now? So I think it's really cool what we're doing, and we're kind of doing the heavy lifting, combing through those hundreds of stories to give people the ones that we think are most important and most relevant to them.
Yeah, and what I love about, not that this is a plug for Marketing Midday, but I love that we're taking the first minute to give you, 1 minute a week to give you the top stories.
Right.
But then if you have 4 minutes, you can learn more.
Yeah.
But you're investing 4 or 5 minutes a week, and you get kind of the top things that are happening. So in the very least, you should watch that, but also dig in deeper to some of the other marketing topics in your own industry, for instance. So,
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for watching and for joining us. Thank you, Lydia, for joining us.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it. So I hope this segment was helpful for you. Please leave us a comment below with the trends you've been seeing. And for sure, tune in next Monday for the latest Marketing Midday.